In today's video, we're going to dive into the upcoming weather pattern, which looks very snowy for many different areas. And we're talking about the West, the central U.S., and the eastern states. Essentially, nobody is going to miss out on these storms unless you're in the deep southeast or the Gulf states, which saw snowfall a month ago. We expect the action to be a bit further north this time, with the heart of it focused on the Great Lakes, the Mid-Atlantic, Ohio Valley, and Northeast. Major systems are also expected over the mountainous west. Cold air will move in, and the southeast ridge will be a key factor, pushing the storms further north. So for those of you in the Ohio Valley, Mid-Atlantic, and Northeast, you're hoping the southeast ridge stays strong. That's the best chance for snow in those areas. And I know many of you from those regions are hoping for more snow. Of course, there are some of you who don't want snow, but you're the quiet ones. I don't get a lot of comments from people who don't want it, although I know you exist. Let's take a look at the 6 to 10 day outlook from February 9th through 13th. I'm making this video a little earlier today because it's my mom's birthday, so everyone please say happy birthday, Mom, in the comments. We can see that the West will be quite cold during this time frame, along with much of the plains. There's a double dipping trough in the region over this 4-day period. The Northeast will also experience quite a bit of cold air, and we can see that southeast ridge forcing storms to track further north. This is why the Northeast and Great Lakes are the main areas to focus on for snowfall. Looking at the precipitation, we see storms moving through these areas, with cold fronts bringing thunderstorms and showers. Some of these systems could bring snowfall, particularly in areas just south of the Great Lakes. The Southwest will remain a bit drier, and the Northwest will be near normal, which is actually quite a lot for them. In the 8 to 14 day outlook, we'll see the cold air spread into the east, affecting the Mid-Atlantic, Northeast, Ohio Valley, Great Lakes, and Midwest. I'm really hopeful for these areas, as you all deserve to see your fair share of snow. January was a bit disappointing with all the snow tracking south, but February could definitely make up for that. The southeast ridge will still be present, but it won't be as strong. This is important because a less overbearing southeast ridge allows storms to move just north of the boundary. This should lead to multiple snowfall chances for these areas. Precipitation is expected to increase across the east, which, combined with the cold, is a good sign. According to the National Weather Service, the Northwest through the Rockies will see above average conditions from the 11th through the 17th. Now let's look at the European model, which will likely be the more action-packed one. The southeast ridge is actually helping the northern regions. The GFS model, on the other hand, shows the southeast ridge dissipating, allowing for stronger troughs in the east and potentially bringing snowfall further south. The European model keeps the southeast ridge in place and forces storms to track through the northern regions rather than south like in January. And there are a lot of possibilities, but we are leaning towards the southeast ridge, which is also what the National Weather Service and the European model are suggesting. The latest GFS run is starting to show similar results, though we'll take it with a grain of salt for now. Already we're seeing a storm around the northwest and northeast, bringing snowfall to New York and northern New England. By tonight, there will be some remaining snowfall showers in the northeast with cold temperatures. That system will mostly be done, but we'll see continued snowfall in the west for a while. In the deep south, there will be isolated thunderstorms through the evening. Moving into Wednesday, February 5th, these storms will intensify and move across the deep south, Ohio Valley, Gulf states, and plains. Snowfall will continue in the mountainous west. Continuing from here, let's move on towards Thursday afternoon, where we're expecting our first significant winter storm. It'll begin at 1 a.m. on Thursday, with snowfall beginning in the upper Midwest and some possible ice in areas of the Ohio Valley and Mid-Atlantic. This is something that needs to be watched closely. Thunderstorms will also develop, especially later in the day on Thursday. By the morning hours, we'll see a low pressure system develop near where West Virginia, Maryland, and Pennsylvania meet. Snowfall will occur in the northeast, with ice just north of the low pressure center. Thunderstorms will form beneath the low, creating an interesting storm system overall. We'll also see a stronger low pressure system between the Great Lakes and Hudson Bay, which is known for bringing in cold air. This suggests that colder weather is on the way as that major low moves through. By Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern, the system will continue to move eastward, though the west will see more mild conditions. Around 7 p.m., we'll see the low move through the region with continued wintry weather over the northeast. The rain-snow line will creep northward, but many areas in New England will end as winter precipitation without turning to rain. If the low had moved straight through the mid-Atlantic to New England, these areas would likely have transitioned to rain. This is the key takeaway. By Friday afternoon, the storm in the northeast will wind down and cooler air will settle in for these areas. And isolated thunderstorms will begin to form again for the deep south, and there will be a renewed surge of snowfall for the mountainous west that will continue into Friday. Looking ahead to Saturday afternoon, the storm system will move quickly through the Midwest, bringing snowfall to the upper Midwest, northern plains, and Great Lakes. A warm front will be positioned eastward with snowfall to the north of it. As the storm progresses, the Great Lakes will experience heavy snowfall. By about 10 p.m. Saturday, the system will be over Ohio, continuing its movement through New England. This system will see the rain-snow line shift northward, with areas to the north experiencing all snow conditions. On the back end of the system, light snowfall could even affect Arkansas and Tennessee, though it's unlikely to accumulate. By Sunday, February 9th, major cold air will begin to push in, particularly by the 10th and 11th. On Tuesday, February 11th, low pressure will form over the deep south, bringing snowfall to the north, including parts of the plains and Midwest. Areas like Tennessee and Kentucky will also see snow. As we move into the evening of Wednesday, February 12th, this storm will intensify, bringing significant snowfall to the Ohio Valley, Mid-Atlantic, and possibly as far south as Virginia and West Virginia. Areas in Southeast Virginia will likely see rain as the low pressure system will be very close to the coast. The Southeast will mostly see rainfall, but we're expecting more snowfall for the Ohio Valley and Mid-Atlantic. This storm will be slower moving than the previous one, which means more accumulation as it lingers longer. By the afternoon of Wednesday, we'll continue to see snowfall in areas like Ohio, Pennsylvania, and northern regions. By Wednesday evening, the low will start moving northward, affecting parts of Virginia, Maryland, New Jersey, and now New York. The system will shift a bit further north as we approach 1 a.m. on Thursday, February 13th. And at this point, it will primarily impact the Mid-Atlantic and New England, along with parts of New York. Northeastern Pennsylvania, northern New Jersey, New York, and southern New England will be in the heart of this storm, which could be a significant snowfall event, potentially over a foot in some areas, especially considering how slow moving this system is. This would likely make many of you happy, especially those in regions that have been lacking snowfall recently. By Thursday afternoon, around 1 p.m., the system will start to wind down in the northeast, with snowfall moving back into the western mountain ranges. Snow totals in those areas will likely be quite substantial. As we move into Friday morning, around 7 a.m., low pressure will begin to intensify, bringing more thunderstorms to the south, a trend that will continue. The upper Midwest will also see heavier snowfall from this system. By Friday evening at around 7 p.m. on February 14th, parts of the Great Lakes, Mid-Atlantic, and Northeast will see more snowfall. This system will be a bit less cold as the snow-rain line will move further north, but snowfall will still occur. By Saturday afternoon, February 15th, a new system will begin to develop. This system has more to work with, and as I mentioned earlier, it will be similar to an upside-down surfing analogy. Imagine a low-pressure system catching the edge of a wave and riding in with plenty of cold air. This system will push warmth northward over the west, indicating a positive PNA, Pacific North American pattern, which usually brings cold air into the east. On Sunday, February 16th, this low pressure system will be very strong, with heavy snowfall expected in parts of Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and Michigan. Thunderstorms and rain showers will be found to the south and east of the system. By the afternoon of Sunday, February 16th, heavy snowfall will continue in the mid-Atlantic and Northeast, especially in the interior areas and parts of Canada. This strong low will bring massive snow accumulations. A ridge will build in the west, leading to a massive trough in the east, while the west coast experiences warmer, wetter conditions. This system will last through Monday morning, February 17th, and then gradually wind down by the afternoon. By Monday, February 17th, snowfall will begin to regain strength in the northwest and northern plains. On Tuesday, February 18th, we'll be left with an interesting pattern that could go either way. Cold air will continue in the northwest, and a more zonal flow, west to east jet stream, will develop. This is typically not ideal for snowstorms, but could bring some thunderstorm activity underneath. If this pattern continues, we may see more cold air moving in behind it, with potential warmth lifting ahead of the system. However, the specifics will likely change as we approach this time frame. By Saturday, February 8th, the Midwest, Great Lakes, and Northeast will begin seeing impacts from another system, with parts of the Mid-Atlantic also affected. By Sunday, February 9th, New England will feel the brunt of it. We'll start to see a difference in the pattern at this point. As the southeast ridge retreats quickly, this will result in more flat, weaker storms, similar to what we saw in January, instead of the more typical storm tracks we would expect. As we move into Monday, February 10th, the system will progress through the region, but the mid-Atlantic won't be as impacted as it would have been with a stronger southeast ridge. By Wednesday, February 12th, a secondary low-pressure system will develop behind the main system, bringing heavy snowfall to areas in the Midwest and Northeast. The details of this event will continue to evolve, but it looks like it could last into mid-February. Stay updated as this stormy pattern develops. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video, hit the subscribe button, and stay tuned for my next update. I'll keep you protected before and after the storm.